Hi everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Angela.
Hi
Hi
everyone,
everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Angela. Just checking that you can hear me. All right, thank you for joining me today. It's great to be here, hopefully on both YouTube and on Facebook. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and we're going to do some mystery stamping. So I appreciate you joining me, whether you join me regularly or you are joining today for the first time. Thank you, whether you're joining live or you may even be watching this recording later. So I hope that you have some fun today and enjoy what we are sharing. All right, just checking that all is okay. I see there was an echo, but I think I've got rid of the echo now. So just checking, Linda, is the echo gone? And just making sure that you can hear me. So for those that don't know me, my name is Angela Palmer. I'm based on the North Shore in Auckland, and I've been a Stampin' Up demonstrator for over sort of 13, 14 years now, and I enjoy what I do and enjoy being able to come live to you each week. So I'd love to know where you're from. Can you comment and let me know? And please let me know if the sound is okay now as well. So hi, Linda. Thank you for joining me. I see others are joining as well. So I appreciate you being here. Yes, it looks like sound is all good now. Great. So today, like I said, we're going to do this mystery stamping. Now, if you were fortunate to see beforehand what we are going to use, you can have that prepared and you can follow along and create with us. If not, you can still watch and then have a go at making it later, or just whatever works for you. So I'm going to go through and show you what I'm using today, and I'm not going to show you the finished cards. We're going to go step by step through the process, and then we're going to see what cards that we're making. So let me know who else is going to join me today and craft with me. I'd love to have some of you crafting along. So hopefully you got the information about what you need, so that's cool. All right, so we've got Felicity from Ashburton, Donna from West Auckland. I know Linda is in Invercargill, so we're getting all over New Zealand, which is great. So appreciate you joining me. If you just come in, please let me know where you're joining us from, and let me know if you're going to craft along with me today, or whether you're going to maybe craft later on once after the recording. All right, so let's go to my crafting table and we will get started. All right, so I prepared this list beforehand of some of the things you need. So let's just go over it, and you can check that you've got the things, and we can adapt if it's not quite all that we need. So we need a card base. So it's quite a long piece. It's basically the length of a A4 with just a little sliver trimmed off at the end. It's 29.5. Whereas cardstock is usually 29.7, so a tiny bit cut off. I did try to play around with it without needing to cut off, but it just didn't work, so I thought let's just cut the slither off. All right, so we're going to score that in a little bit. The other thing we needed was 2 pieces of designer series paper. So I'm using this very cool designer series paper, which is lovely and beautiful. So if you've got the mini catalogue, it's near the beginning. It's part of the suite here. And we've got all these stamps and dies, which I might be using in my card too. And these are the lovely papers with some flowers. We've got Calypso Coral and some Fresh Freesia and Darling Duckling and Old Olive and other colours in there as well. So that's what I'm using. So I've got 2 pieces. One is 4 centimetres by 14.3, basically the height of the card. And then this one is 7 centimetres, same height. Then we needed a piece of basic white. Okay, so they were the main things. Then we needed a focal part for our card. And I suggested if you had some layering dies, you might want to use those. So you might have something like the branched out dies, which are kind of like, they're not all here because I've used some of them. Some of these kind of things, because you sort of want to have a border and a layer. So the ones I've used are kind of these in between sizes here. So that's another one you could use, and I will show you a card using that. Or what I'm going to use is these ones here, which are part of the beautifully celebrated dies. Now, if you don't have a die cut shape, no worries, just cut a rectangle. So if you're die cutting, the cardstock's a little bit bigger, so you can die cut it out. but if not, just a colored piece of cardstock for your outside border, 7.5 by 10.5, and then the basic white for the in part. And then obviously you need something that you're going to put on that image. So with this, I obviously need those cardstock pieces. Now I've already die cut mine ready to go. And then we're going to have something go on the front. So you might stamp it, you might use die cuts. I'm not going to show you what mine is. You can wait and see. And then embellishments and ribbon and gems and things. And then we just need some basic supplies like your paper trimmer, which I've got here because we need to score, some adhesive, maybe scissors, your stamp set and ink to put it all together. So hopefully you've got all those kind of things. I'm just going to have a look. And we are ready to start. We've got some more people joining us. We have got someone, I can't see names with everybody, so someone's going to do it later in their own time. Someone in Stratford, Sue, thank you for joining us. Linda's got her pieces here too, and Linda chose the same set as well. That's really cool. All right, excellent. So let's get started. So I'll kind of go step by step and hopefully you can keep up with me. So we're going to start with this piece first, and I'm going to use my paper trimmer. But we're not going to trim, we're going to score, okay? I'm just finding my measurements. So I'm putting the long one at the top, and just to show you. So this blade cuts, so I'm going to push it down the bottom so it's out the way so I don't cut by mistake. And I'm going to line it up at, let me check, 4 centimeters. And I'm just wondering something very quickly here. I need to double check one thing, sorry. Okay, so we're going to score it at 4 centimeters. So long pieces at the top, score at 4. Then we are going to score at 11.5. I should have written these down, shouldn't I? 11.5. And then we're going to score at 19. So I'm going to quickly write those down for you. So score at 4 centimeters. What did I say? Oh, I forgot myself. It's on the other side, messy. 11.5. And 19 centimeters. Okay, we got that. Can you see that? So 4, 11.5, and then 19. So did I do my 11.5? 11.5. It's been a while since I've done a kind of mystery stamping where you score with me. All right. I don't know if you can see my score line. So I've got the score line at 4, 11.5, and 19. All right. How are we going? Are we doing that okay? All right. Just keeping an eye on the comments. So now we are going to fold those score lines, and we are going to score them or fold them valley, mountain, valley. So a valley means it's going down like a valley, okay? The next one is going to be a mountain, and it goes up like that. And then the next one is going to be a valley. So it should be like this. Then I'm going to get my bone folder, and I'm going to crease all those folds so it's nice and firm. All right, so you should have a piece kind of like this. How are we going? Are we keeping up? Are we doing that? Finish scoring. Excellent. Yep, you can keep me updated with what you're going to do. Now, I have realized that this piece, I told you to make it 4 centimeters, but you actually only want it 3.5. Okay? So minus 3.5. So just the narrow one, just cut a little bit off so it's only 3.5. I checked and double checked those measurements a million times, and I ended up writing down this measurement rather than a fraction shorter. So get your little piece of DSP and just cut it so it's 3.5. And then I want you to adhere that onto that very first panel. Okay, like so. So there should be a slight border around it. Can you do that? So if you've just joined us, the score lines were 4 centimeters, 11.5 and 19. And then we creased it with a bone folder. And now I'm going to put this, if your designer's got a particular way, make sure it's the right way up. And I then trim the first piece to 3.5 by 14.3. So we're going to change this and make it 3.5 centimeters. Okay. So just a tiny bit off so you've got an even border around. And I bet you can guess what we're going to do with our next piece of DSP. We're going to put it here. Okay, like so. So just check the design and make sure that it is all okay. If I'm going too fast, just let me know. I like glue. Some of you might like tape, which can be a bit slower. All right. Now, I've done this before, so for me, it's quite quick and easy, but you're doing it for the first time. I appreciate Linda keeping me updated with where she's at, and I've got an idea of how others are going too. So I know Linda is choosing to do it with me. How about Donna and Felicity? Are you guys doing it together as well? Cool. All right, so we've got those two pieces. What we're going to do now is if you open it up here, we are going to glue this piece and then fold it down so that it will stick together. So this opening here won't open like that anymore. So you've got your two pieces here. We're going to open this glue here and stick it down. So now your card will open like this only. Does that make sense? All right, so let's get some glue. So just make sure you've really creased those really well. We're going to put some glue here and we're going to glue it shut. I'm not quite sure what you call this fold that we're doing, but we'll soon find out. All right. So hopefully now your card opens like mine. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to get our piece of basic white. And we're going to put it in the back like this. Now, before you glue it down, as you can see this part here. So you may want to stamp something on it so that you don't write your message and it comes out to the side. And I think the stamp I want, because I just had a class, is actually still at the table next door. But I do have this one that I could use, but probably not in the color I want because I don't have much ink here. So what I might do is I will stamp it, but I'm not going to stick mine down just so you get the effect. I've only got Mossy Meadow, which is not the right color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off to make it lighter. And then we'll just do a light kind of color like that. That looks okay, actually. It's not olive. All right, so my reason for doing that is so that we know to keep our message here and not go over the line, unless you don't mind. Then we can adhere that basic white piece into our card as well. So if you've got some kind of stamp from your set that you can use, or a pattern or something, then go ahead and do that as well. I mean, you could put another strip of Designer's Aries paper, I suppose. Totally up to you, but that's what I'm doing. You may not be prepared to have something suitable, so you can always add that later. All right, so that is our card so far. How are we doing? I'm keeping an eye on the comments and things. Felicity says, slow down. Sorry. Okay. Middle one has glue and everywhere. Okay. So what I'll do, so that's why I tried to show you a couple of times. That middle bit that opens is what glues together. So when you've stuck these down, open it up put your glue in. I'll show you. I'll score another one, and then you can, I'll show you where to glue and stuff as well. So that was 4, 11 and a half, 19. Originally, I was going to do Calypso Coral, and then I changed my mind. So what did I say? It was Valley, Mountain, Valley. Perfect. And increase all those lines. Okay. So you've got DSP here, white here. And if you kind of open it up, this is where you're glue or taping it together. All right. So let me know when you've done that. Okay. So DSP. When I say DSP, I mean pattern paper, designer series paper, and then a white piece. And then if you open it, glue it closed. All right. Hopefully that gives you a chance to catch up. How are we doing? All right. Looking for more comments. I can't see any more comments at the moment, but it's great to have some of you with us and stamping along. And I know some people will watch tonight and have a go of this later as well. All right. So your card should be like this now. DSP, or pattern paper, your white piece, and if you want to add some stamps, and then you've glued it shut. So now we need to decorate the front. So I've got my die cut piece and die cut piece. So tell me what you're using. Are you using a die cut shape? Which one? Maybe you're using the branching dies, or ovals, or squares, or something interesting. Okay, so you've got one piece that is white, and then I've got the green bit that is framed, so I'm going to adhere those together. And then we need to be very careful where we put it on our card. Can you see what I'm doing? Yep. Now, if you don't have any dies, remember, that's fine. You can just use a rectangle shape and put that on the front. Okay, I gave you measurements for that, but if you feel it's too big for your stamped image, then you can always, make it a bit smaller. But I like the framing of it, and I think the green looks quite nice with this card. Okay. Now what you need to do is you're going to attach it to the card, but obviously you need to be able to open it. So we are only attaching it on the side, and then you kind of want to put it in the middle. So sort of gauge how far over you can go, and then it will open like this. So you can glue it down, or you may want to use dimensionals. So I'm going to use, so it's this side that I'm putting down. These are my bigger dimensionals. So I think I went up to about there. So let's put about 4 down so we adhere it nicely. Now, before I take it off, I'm going to double check that I am not seeing any of those dimensions. So if it goes like that, oops, that bottom one slightly, maybe, let's try. So you could glue it down, or you could dimensionalize it. So let's see if we can hold that. Yep, no, they're not showing, so that's good. So now I'm going to take that off. I have to use my fingers. I don't have my Take Your Pick tool. All right, let's see how you're going. So tell me, I'm having a look to see what shapes you're using. So texture note dies, that would be nice. Yes, I love those. Excellent. Middle panel would make a great card pocket. Ah, good idea. Using dies. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you don't know what names they are, but it'll be cool to see what you're doing. All right. So we're going to kind of line that up in the middle and the front, and I'm just trying to see if that looks fairly centered. That looks pretty good. And make sure, yay, my things aren't showing. Okay, now one card I've done, I didn't use dimensionals, and this one I am. So it's totally up to you if you want to just glue it down or dimensionals. So now it's up to you what you want to do with decorating this. I guess, sorry, if you wanted to background it first, then we probably should have done that first, or blended it. I guess, again, we should have done that first. But, yeah. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and you can just busily carry on and stamp or whatever. So yeah, if you were stamping directly on it, yeah, sorry, we should have done that first. If you have adhered it, you can probably do that and stamp on it. But I forgot, I'm using dies, but maybe you aren't. All right, so let's have a look at what we've got. So remember, I was using the Lovely and Beautiful set. So we've got this, which one is it? These dies here. So they make some very cool flowers. So I prepared this earlier, and I've been using this in one of the cards I've been teaching. So I've die cut those. I've die cut my leaves, and I have got my flower. Oh, there's a die too. Oh yeah, there's the other one of the branching out thingies that I used as well. So these are the leaf dies. These are what these dies come like. So you'll see, you know, one's slightly bigger than the other. And then we've got this for our flower center, and there are a couple of these that we can use for our leaves. So I'm going to put all those together, and I have stamped a sentiment. So now it's kind of up to you on how you want to decorate your card. So what sets are you using? Linda's using birds from something from last year, so that's cool. What else are people doing? So I'm just going to pop these together, and you can just take your time and decorate yours. So what I recommend is that's kind of the bigger one. I put that down first. Then this one here with the pointy up, but I kind of put in the center, and that way it tends to nicely fill in the gaps. So that's how I'm going to do it, but it's totally up to you how you want to put your flower together if you have a flower like this. So I'm going to put it that way with the shorter ones at the bottom, and then I'm going to put this on like so. And then I'm going to try and decide where I'm going to put this and how I'm going to kind of arrange it, maybe like that. I'll obviously have to trim this down. And then I need to put my leaves together as well. So there's a bit that comes out of this. And this just gives the contrasting colour and a bit of dimension. So I've used Old Olive for the main part of the leaf, and then Mossy Meadow for my contrasting colour. I probably should have checked which way around they fit. Maybe we'll do it that way. Oops. Oh, it's sliding lots. I think my finger's sticky. Okay, so like so. Here we go. So I keep my dies in their packets, but when I'm using them and stuff, I'm just putting them in a little tray just so oh, there's my Take Your Pick tool. So I don't kind of lose things. All right, are you keeping up with me? How are we going? So we've got Donna using the Nature Symphony dies. Excellent. I've actually got a card where I've used that, so I will show you my example of that one as well. I think I'm just going to do it flat, not with a dimensional, and I'm going to put my leaves kind of up here. I just want to be careful that my leaves aren't going over the edge of the card, otherwise it's not going to close in the envelope. So I want to just sort of make sure I can see them, but they're still within the border of the card. So let's put our flower on. So I'm going to do it down a little bit. And we'll just check that this is still going to fit in. Yep. And I want to be careful where I put my glue because it's going to hang over the edge and I don't want to make the rest of my card gluey. So that looks like that will fit. Okay. And now my happy birthday. So I'm just going to trim the edges slightly. Like so. Now I could, if I want to, I do actually have some. I've got some twine here, so I might put a little bit of that at the back, but you know what? I don't know if I've got any tape with me in this room. So we're going to have to improvise, maybe do it with a dimensional, which is not how I usually do it. How are you going with decorating yours? So we'll put a dimensional down. Did I do both sides? I did. Which side looks better? Happy birthday. I don't know, maybe that one. But here stuck to me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put a dimensional in the middle. No, wrong side. I am going to take that down. It's going to go the opposite way because I'm going to flip it around. Perfect. And a dimensional each side. All right, I hope you're having fun with your cards. Like I said, I mean, I've seen this card design and I cannot remember who made it or what it's called. So it's not an original idea. It's something others have made and I'm just using it as my mystery card. There we go. And of course, we need to add some bling. So these are the embellishments that are part of this particular suite. So I'm going to go for slightly more neutrally colors. Okay, I haven't left a lot of room to put them on. Maybe I'll put one up here, a bigger one perhaps, like so. Okay, so how's that? How are we going? I'm going to check and look at the comments. Birds in place, looking good. That's great. Stamping, cool. What else? Oh, thank you. People like my card, so that's nice. And there you go. And then you can write a message. So it's just an interesting fold. It opens slightly differently, but you know, it's quite fun. So I'll show you a couple of other cards. While you're finishing off, I've got the last bit of another card to put together. So I will do this as well. This is using the Nature Symphony one. So I made the card, I just didn't put the front bit on. So I'll finish that off. This was with Secret Sea, as you can see. Now I'm trying to decide, I might actually... You might go with the whole thing just to be different. Now, the only thing with this one is I want it raised, and so I'm going to have to put each little one on a dimensional. So this is to give you time to finish yours. And a mini would be good. Did I bring minis in? But I don't know if I've got any. So let's just put this together. And you can see different ways of using the same card and come up with some creative ideas. So I'd love you to take photos of your card and share it on our page, or maybe you could share it in the comments for the live, and that way if people haven't made their card yet, they don't, or watch the video yet, they don't kind of get spoiled by it. I'm not actually sure if you can share a photo on my post. That's something I'm not sure, so let me know. You could always send it to me. If you can't, you should be able to comment, I think, and maybe add a photo. If you can't, then send it to me and I'll include it with your name. All right, I need a couple of small ones now. All right, so I'm going to put these. So this is for another card. So I'm just going to show you a couple of others. So I see Donna's used the Symphony, what's it called? Bundle. So you might have a card similar to mine. We'll see what colors and papers you're using. Now, of course, if you don't have papers, you could emboss your background as well. Oh no, I've got to take all those pink pieces off. At least with pink, I can oh, you can't see me. With pink, I can definitely tell if I've taken them off or not. That's for sure. So pink is a nice bright highlighter color. Whoops, we're taking other things off with it. All right, so this is just another card, same layout, different paper, different colors. Ah, it's sticking to me. So you can see a few different ways of making this fun card. If anyone knows what it's called, let me know. Yeah, and okay. I'd love to see what you're doing. Very pretty. Thank you, Suzanne. Or Sue. Oops, it's stuck to itself. All right, this is probably the hardest part, is putting this down. So let's try and... It can go slightly over the edge because the card, this is stuck in the wrong place. The card base behind. Okay, so this is what I prepared earlier. And I need my white piece. And we're going to do that same thing. Actually, I'm going to use Secret Sea this time because I'm not sure what green that is. And we're just going to stamp one there and one there. All right. This one I'm going to do flat rather than dimensionals. So it'll be like that. And I mean, I can add a sentiment as well. Oops, that one didn't work because it's going to hang over there. Oh, no, that'll be all right because it'll hang over here. Perfect. No worries at all. So we're going to put some glue here. We're going to line it up so it's kind of in the middle, like so. Now, what I then add is a couple of embellishments like here, here, and over here, and maybe a sentiment on it as well. And, oh, we need to glue this in. So I'd love to know what colors, what papers you're using, what you think of this card layout. Hopefully it wasn't too hard and you could follow along. Hopefully I didn't go too quickly. Whoops, this one didn't take off the backing. No, we did. We just didn't stick it down. There we go. All right. So lots of you joining today. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So Linda's finished her card. Who else has finished her card? So this is the one I did with you. So the lovely and beautiful designer series paper. With the dies from the Simply Beautiful dies with the flower, just that nice pattern and that little bit of gold kind of adds to it as well, which is kind of cool. And just, yeah, a fun card, and then you can write your message here. Then we did this one. It's not quite finished, but you get the idea. So this is the Nature's Print designer series paper. And then I've used the Nature Symphony with that die and then the branching out for my shape. See me? Am I here? Yep. Okay, now another card I made. So this one I did a little while ago. Slightly different blues. This is Night of Navy. So I made an anniversary card for my husband. I was gonna stamp. Oh, I haven't got Night. Yes, I have got Night of Navy. Oh, actually, I think that was Night of Navy, not Secret Sea, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna do that and that. So I have got my message there, but just to keep it like that. Okay, so you can see this card. So this one I did, so I've only done part of the leaf. This one I've done the whole. I think that actually needs to go up a bit. I've stamped the backgrounds here, some embellishments. This paper is something we had, I can't quite remember now, but sort of misty moonlighty sort of colors. And I put hearts in it because it was for anniversary. So I thought that was quite nice. And then actually, like I put a heart in there as well on the inside too, just with some punches. So yeah, you can make all sorts of lovely cards using this particular layout. So how was the mystery stamping? Let me know how it went. I'm hoping I might do this every now and again. So let me know what you thought of mystery stamping. Yeah, feedback so I can make it better. Did I go too fast, too slow, that kind of thing? Yeah, and even if you do make a mistake kind of thing, just make it work, make it fit and that kind of thing. If you can, take some photos of your creations. I would love to see what you have done. Cool. All right, so before I go, just a couple of things. So today's products were from the mini catalog. So we have got the Simply Beautiful, which is on page from 23, 24 onwards with that lovely set and things. If you're looking for the Nature Symphony, or the Nature Walk with the papers that I used and the die and thing, that's in the middle of the book on page 39. So yeah, lots of fun with that. All right, before I go, I just want to remind you about our amazing offer this month of joining up. Anytime is an amazing time to join Stampin' Up. I joined, like I said, 14 years ago. No promotion when I joined. I just wanted to join. Starter kit is $189 and you get $285 worth of product, which is great value. No shipping as well, plus some catalogs and things. But if you join in March, until the 2nd of March, so join now until the 2nd of March, you can get the Stamping Positioner as a free add-on to your starter kit. So I've got mine here. You can go back a couple of weeks and see a video that I did on the Stamping Positioner. So at the moment you can't buy this through Stampin' Up, but you can get it free if you join up. We will sell it later. It's worth $103, but why not get it for free? So it comes with the magnets. This is an extra. You can get grid paper if you want to as an optional extra to put on. It's got the little holes for it to sit in place. This sits on top, so you'd get your stamp and put it on here. Just seeing if I've got a lot of my stamps are next door or whatever, but I'll just finding a quick stamp. So you'd put your stamp on. Well, actually, probably you want to position your paper. You can position your paper in that groove, decide where you want it. Like, say you want it there. Then I'm going to put my thing on. Let it stick, except, you know what I forgot? The magnets. So let's put it up in that little spot again. Put my magnets on, but not where I'm stamping. These are good. They pick up so easily, but they hold it in place. Check my positioning. It's a little bit close to the edge, so we're just going to move it again. Let's maybe put it about there, I think. All right. Whoops, put it in. Oh, I moved it. All right, let's line it up in the holes. Press down. I don't know if you can tell, but it's springy, which is very cool. And then you're going to ink it up and stamp. Particularly if it's a big stamp, or you want to line it up properly, or you want to do multiples, this is great. So put it in, press down, and lift up. Look at that. Perfect. Now, if you want to do something and move it down, you can. This is one of the cards I did a few weeks ago with the happy birthday stamp, and we had happy birthday. I did it, this way, happy birthday, moved it down, and isn't that wonderfully spaced out? So if you've got your eye on the stamping positioner, you could wait and buy it, but why not consider being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator? There are lots of advantages to being a demonstrator. I've got team members from all over New Zealand, from up north to Auckland to Taupo to Wellington, Christchurch, Invercargill. We're scattered all around, so it's a little bit harder for us to meet in person, but we can connect through our Facebook group, through our Zoom meetings. Maybe events and things sometimes that Stampin' Up! Offer. So it's a great time to join. You get a discount on the products that you buy, and also you get to see things early. We'll have a new catalogue coming out in April, May, and that way you get to pre-order sooner if you like. You get to get all the information. It's lots of great things. So have a think. Love you to join my team. If you'd like to know more, please sing out to me. And particularly if you want to know what's involved to stay current and things. All right, very good. Well, lots of comments today, lots of you here. I really appreciate that. I know some of you are going to be watching this later, so I'll come back here. So if you're watching it later, please share what you have made as well. I'd love to see. So let me know if you like the idea of mystery stamping, and maybe I can do it every now and again. Cool. All right. So I know someone didn't have a ruler, so they were just sort of guessing the measurements, but they made it work. So that's cool. Just, you got to do what you can do. Excellent. And now maybe my creations have inspired you, and you can, I do admit it is hard trying to make something when you don't know what it's going to look like. That is a challenge. So thank you for participating in that way. It's not always easy, but it's fun. So just, give it a go. Now you can make more of these cards. You know what to do. It'll be a lot quicker and easier. So thanks for being here. Remember, each Thursday at 1:30 p.m. I go live on Facebook and YouTube. Last week we had issues with Facebook, but thankfully it looks like we're good on Facebook today. Yay. So reach out to me if you need a catalog, if you like to place an order, anything like that. I'd love to be able to help you. And remember, love you to join my team too. You're welcome to sign up and become a demonstrator. The great benefits. And yeah. Sorry, tickle in my throat and I needed to cough, and I didn't want to deafen you all, so hopefully I muted in time. All right, so thank you for joining me today. Enjoy making your cards, recreate this, make it again, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not. so you can get notifications and look out for each live each week. Thanks so much. We will see you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.